Hey there, friends. Welcome back to my channel. I am really excited and a little bit nervous because this particular video is part of a collab with a handful of other YouTubers who do paper crafting. Some of us were close to my heart makers and are now Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, and others are Stampin' Up! Demonstrators who have been Stampin' Up! Demonstrators for quite some time. They have not even met me, but they agreed to do this collab in honor of me. So back in March, I hit the threshold of 1,000 subscribers, and I want to thank all of you for helping me reach that threshold. And so what this group of paper crafters have done is agreed to do a collab with me to celebrate this milestone. So I have listed in the description box the names and the link to all of these wonderful Stampin' Up! Family sisters of mine. And so after you watch my video, I hope that you'll hop over and watch all of their videos. They are all much more experienced in the YouTube world than I am. And like I always tell you all, I thank you for sticking by me, my raw videos, as I learn how to do all this. My strength is the creating part. I'm not great on all the bells and whistles of the videos, but your feedback to me has been good. You enjoy seeing me make the mistakes and how to make the mistakes work and all of that. So anyway, I really encourage you to hop over to those other YouTubers, their videos, and see what they do in this collab. So the collab, those of you who know me, and many of you do through the videos, you know I like bright things and happy things, and so our collab, our only requirement was to be bright and happy. So you may see some scrapbook pages, you may see some cards, you may see some 3D art, you know, all kinds of things paper crafting. So definitely hop over to those other videos. And thank you to my fellow paper crafting YouTube friends. I can't thank you enough for this. I'm not used to being the center of attention, so I guess maybe that's why I'm a little bit nervous. But without further ado, let's get started. So I have these two pictures of my mom and I. Last week, I traveled home to my hometown, to my childhood home in Connecticut, and spent the week with my mom. And my daughter, my youngest daughter, actually lives about 15 minutes away from where I grew up. She actually is a ballet dancer with Ballet Hartford. I never thought that I'd have a child living where I grew up, but it works out really well because I get to go home a lot more because I see my daughter, get to see her perform, and spend time with my parents as well. And this was kind of fun because we got to celebrate Mother's Day together a week early because I won't be with my mom on Mother's Day, and I haven't been able to be with my mom on Mother's Day for many years because I live so far away. So what we did is my husband was with me and we took my mom to her favorite historical living farm. It's called Sturbridge Village, and it's in Sturbridge, Massachusetts. And I remember actually going there on field trips in elementary school. And again, if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that we started the tradition before I even knew my husband. I've been married for almost 29 years. So I want to say that, for a very long time at Christmas time, my family and I would go to Sturbridge Village for a family sleigh ride the day after Christmas. So this is my mom's happy place, and we took her here for Mother's Day. That's where she wanted to go. And as you can see, the tulips were just gorgeous. I love the two-tone tulips. And even though it was kind of chilly here, especially coming from South Carolina, it was chilly, but the tulips are in full bloom. And I thought this paper collection from Stampin' Up! Was perfect for these pictures. They are bright and happy, and I wanted to do something with some brand new Stampin' Up! product because it will be officially a month tomorrow, the time of this video, the time of my recording, that I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So this is actually paper that I received when I went to the Founders event back in March. It is double-sided. It's 12 by 12 paper, and it's gorgeous. The quality is fantastic. And I am loving it. And so we are going to use some of these patterns today. This is a partially used pack. I've been waiting for my product from my first order on May 1st to arrive. And so I'm using what I have, and I am stretching this paper as far as I can go. So I'm thinking that I like the purples because of my sweatshirt. I thought the purples might be good. And there is a pattern right here that I thought that this might be great to use. And some other product that I would maybe incorporate this is the Flowers of Beauty stamp set. And again, this was given to us in March when I went to the Stampin' Up! Home office. What I did is they come in those CD cases. I just put it in a clear envelope. It has dies. Here is my stamp set. And then they have what's called Mix Memories and More. So these, if you're familiar with Close to My Heart, these are like Picture My Life cards. So they're 3 by 4 as well as 4 by 6. And they've got patterns, they've got sentiments, so you can cut images out, you can use them on cards, you can use them for photo mats. Each side is different. These are the 3 by 4. Great for pocket scrapbooking as well, and you get 2 of each, as you can see here. And then you've got some 4 by 6. So lots of uses for these. So maybe we'll incorporate some of these into our page. And then I also pulled the In Color resin dots. So this paper collection actually features the In Colors. Stampin' Up! Releases In Colors every year, 5 In Colors, and they're good for 2 years. So the 5 colors for the 2024 through 2026 duration are these 5 colors. It's Summer Splash, Petunia Pop, Shy Shamrock, Peach Pie, and Pretty in Pink. And that's the colors that were used in this paper pack that I showed you. Then the other thing that I'm going to use or try to use is the 3D embossing folder, and this is the brick. And I love the Stampin' Up! Embossing folders. They're 3D, so there's lots more detail. They're very, very thick. This one happens to be a 6 by 6, so I thought it might be fun to incorporate that in. And I thought the brick, because you can see here in this picture, there's brick. So that's where I got the inspiration for that. And then the other thing that I am possibly going to use, this is a Close to My Heart product, and this was one of the new thin cuts that launched in March, and it's called the Outline Alphabet. So I might use this in there. And I also pulled, this is another product we got in March, and it's the Unbounded Love dies. So all different like frames of dies, and then there's some leaves and whatnot. So I am going to clear my desk and we'll see what we can come up with. All right, so I brought my Versamat in. We're going to do a 1-page layout. I did go ahead and mat my photos. So the photos are cut at 3 by 4, and then I just cut a 1/8 inch larger photo mat at a white cardstock. And then I cut a piece of 6 by 6 white cardstock, and I'm putting it into my embossing folder, and you put it in your embossing machine with the Stampin' Up! Logo on top. And if you're just doing it as a regular embossing folder, then that's all you need to do. So I did do that off camera just because it shakes on the table, and this is what it looks like. So I did 2 of them, and can you see that detail? It's absolutely gorgeous, and I think it really mimics the brick in the photo quite nicely. I am going to leave these just white for my layout today. And what I'm going to do is bring in my base. And then, this is going to seem kind of odd right now, but hopefully it's going to work at the end. I did a little pre-thinking, and I think this is going to work. I'm going to get really artsy with this. So I am just going to adhere these embossed pieces to the middle of my page, and it doesn't even have to be exact because just a little bit is going to be peeking through, so it's actually going to give the look that this whole piece of paper is embossed. But because I don't have an embossing machine that big, and there's no embossing folder that big, this should work. So then if you cut 12 by 12 paper in half. This is a 6 by 12. And what I want to do is tear it. And I already tried this out with the pattern that I want to use, and I only had 1 sheet of it. So I want to show you how I did this. Now, if you tear towards you, you can see that there is this white roughed up edge showing, and I do want that. And what I'm going to do is tear both of these, and they're going to go on the top and the bottom of this page. So just like this. I was a little bit intentional in the tearing, so I wanted this to go go on a slope upward, and then this one I want it to be the opposite. So I'm actually going to tear this like this, and again I'm showing you this on a different pattern paper because I only had 1 of the pattern left that I wanted to use. So it's going to go like that. So if I pull in the 2 pieces that I want to use for my project, this is going to go like this, and then this one is going to go up here like this. So it kind of gives the feel that we tore this off, and then we have the brick. And then I'm wanting to put my pictures in here. So this layout, this scrapbook page is actually going to be very artsy. There's not a whole lot of pictures in it, and I have to be honest, I don't normally scrapbook like this. I usually will put lots of photos on a page, but I wanted to play with all my new toys, and I loved these pictures of my mom, so we are just going to have fun today. So there is the start of this. And then what I'm thinking is I can stamp a bunch of flowers, and we'll have them coming up like this and maybe down like this a little bit. I don't have a tulip stamp, but this unbounded florals, I think is what it's called, will work perfect. Now I will also list in the description box everything that I use with links, so you'll know what I use. So let's go ahead and move this out of the way, and I have some white cardstock, and we will do some stamping. And what's neat about this stamp set is you don't have to color in. So I'm going to take a block, And we'll start with the peach pie. So I do have the coordinating stamps. And what I'm going to do is ink this up, and I'm going to get my Versamat, and we'll flip this over so that we have some cushion. So I'm going to stamp once, and then I'm going to stamp it again. So it's very light. We'll do it again. Stamp once, and then stamp again. And I'm going to clean this off. And then I'm going to get the outline. And I'll get another block. And then ink this up. And I can align this up. And you can see how it highlights or outlines the flower. So you don't even have to color it. So I'm going to do a mix and match of these. Let's clean this, and then we'll do the same thing with the Petunia Pop. I thought I'd share with you how these stamp pads work, because some of you may not know, but you just lift it up like this and flip it up, and then flip it like that. So it's super easy. All right, so now let's do the same thing with the Petunia Pop. So we'll stamp it once, and then I'll stamp it again. And then with the outline, I'll just go right over. And you don't have to have it be exact. I mean, this one is pretty much lined up perfectly, but I kind of like it like that. It kind of gives it more character, and it makes it more lifelike. So we can do the same thing with the smaller flowers. And then I can do a mix and a match. So there's one, and there's one. And then we'll get the outline. And go like that. We could even do this if you wanted to. So I've stamped a bunch of these already, and then I did cut quite a few of them out. Now you could use the dies that come in the die set, and that's another thing with Stampin' Up. You can buy the dies separately. So say you buy a stamp set and then you realize, oh, I think I want the dies. You can go back and purchase just the dies. That's kind of a really cool thing. You couldn't do that with Close to My Heart. Let's go ahead and do some of the leaves. And for the leaves, I'm going to use the Summer Splash. So again, you lift up, out, and then in. And this is the outline. And then we can get the inside of the leaves. That's kind of dark, so I think I would like it better that way. So do second generation. So when you do that, when you stamp once off and then stamp on your project, that's called generation stamping. Let's do that again. I'm going to get my leaves and get another block here. Stamp there, and we'll do one more. And then I'm going to take the inside, we'll stamp off, and then on. Now I did get some ink on here, so what you'll want to do to keep that from happening is wipe it before you stamp it. So let's do that one more time. I'm going to ink this up. I'm going to clean off here. I must be nervous because I'm inking really hard. I normally don't make that mistake. And then I'll just make sure that I don't have any ink, and we'll stamp off and then color in, and there, that's much better. So hopefully that makes sense to you. So I am going to cut some more of these, cut some leaves, and then I will be right back. So before we continue on, I thought I would just show you how I'm storing my stamps again. So the Stampin' Up! Stamps come in these cases that kind of resemble a DVD case. And what I did is I bought on Amazon a package of these magnet sheets and then the envelopes. And so the magnet sheets slide into the envelopes and they're clear. And so what I did is, this is what the dies came in. And so what I did is I just put the dies in the onto the magnet sheet, and then the stamp set I will put in here. And what I did is, when you get the stamps in like that DVD case, you do get this cover sheet. So I put that in the front like that, so I know what this is. And this is called Flowers of Beauty. So I just wanted to share that with you, and I did purchase these on Amazon. I will try to find the link and put it in the description below. All right, so now I am going to adhere the designer paper. That's what Stampin' Up! Calls it, designer paper, designer paper series, DPS or DSP, design DPS, I think it is. It's going to take me a while to get used to all these acronyms. So we'll adhere this to the front, to the top and the bottom. And I am going to stick things underneath, so I didn't worry about getting adhesive all. I kind of kept it in the center. So we'll do that, and then we're going to have our pictures underneath here. And I'm going to have this one underneath so that we can see the tulips. And then we can have some fun with all these flowers that I cut out. Now, I mentioned to you that you could use the dies, and I do have the dies, but the reason why I didn't use the dies is because I wanted less of a white border around the flowers. So it was easier for me to hand cut them with my scissors. And what I'm thinking is, we can randomly and strategically, you know, kind of do an arrangement, and we can then go in and stick the leaves, you know, every which way, just to give it some more pops of color. Oh, and I know those Memories and More. So there was a card in here, and it has this one. So I was thinking that we could cut this out and use this, because it incorporates all of the colors, and it would be a nice big element. And I like to mix and match stamps and stickers and texture. I think it just adds to the the wow of the project. So I am just, notice how I am moving the card, the paper, and keeping my hand steady. I'm going to cut that off. So this is a trick I learned way back when, where if you move your paper and keep your hand steady, you'll get a more precise cut. Now, the reason why you like to leave a border around your fussy cutting is because you're never going to be perfect in cutting right on the line, and the border kind of hides that imperfection, but it also gives it dimension. So I like the white border, and you can choose how thick or thin you want that border. And the reason why I cut all my flowers out by hand was because I wanted a thinner border than what the dies would allow. So I'm going to finish cutting this off camera and I will be back. All right, so as you can see, I went ahead and cut out both of those bouquets from that 4x6 card, and maybe we'll put one there because that will take up a lot of real estate. And then just kind of play around with these. It's kind of fun. I kind of feel like I'm a florist and I'm arranging flowers. I always like to tuck things behind photos and embellishments, and then a tip that I could tell you, if you're like me, you know, you play around and you audition the pieces, and then you move them off to adhere everything, and you forget what went where. So a tip that has worked for me is I will take a picture, and then I could just do it on my phone, or you could print it out, and then I will know exactly where they go, because I learned the hard way. I could never figure out what went where. Now I'm thinking that I won't have flowers coming all the way down, because my logic was to use the dies and spell spring. SP, I'm going to flip them over like this. SPR. And so see, I can move this up. And maybe we can even make it so go spring, and I think I'm going to move these up. So you see how I'm just auditioning? So I am showing you this very raw, just so you can get an idea of how my brain works. And I don't know, maybe there's an easier way to do this, but this is what seems to work for me. And then what I will do, like I mentioned, is take a picture I think what I'm going to have to start doing is adhering. And I'll cut out these letters. And then I did pull in my stash, I had these, and these look like all the in colors, so maybe going hello spring. I don't know. Let me cut these out on my die cut machine, and we'll see where we go from there. All right, so you can see I went ahead and added my flowers at the top. Here is one of those Memories and More card that I cut out, and then I put the other one up here. And I want it to be, I like that it's flower heavy at the top. I want to keep down here kind of plain. I did cut out the word spring in that summer, what is it called? Summer Splash pattern paper. And then I pulled out the Glimmer paper. So Stampin' Up calls it Glimmer, not glitter, and I love that, Glimmer paper. And this is in colors. So I took the Summer Splash and did the outlines in the glitter, and I thought that might make this pop. But I was thinking of maybe just adding a little flower here and maybe some greenery. I don't want to take away from the tulips. So let's see if I can figure this out. Maybe we'll just go something like that. So it just makes, kind of ties in with the flowers at the top. I'm gonna sit with this for a minute because I don't know if it is taken away from the tulips. What I might do is trim that so I can stick this in farther. Maybe just one leaf. Or maybe even I'll do that on the outside. Maybe do something like that. I think this paper though really enhances my photos. So maybe we'll do like that. Or do we want to do this on the outside? I don't know. I'll think about it. Maybe we don't even want leaves. Maybe we'll just do 2 flowers. Something like that. This is the hardest part. Do you guys do this? Do you hem and haw? I don't know. Sometimes I think if I walk away and then I come back, I'll see it. I don't know. We'll see. Let's go ahead and start adhering this. So I'm just going to take my tape runner. Now, if I was not doing this on the camera, I would probably use liquid glass. And I'll do the first few on camera. And these outline dies are very delicate, but I love, and you know what? I think I did that upside down. I love the brick embossing paper peeking through, and I love this pop, yeah, that's better, of glitter. So fun. So let me do the P, and then off camera I'll finish this. And then we will be close to done. Now when you do the P and the R, you want to make sure that you have the inside piece, which I do. And I'm actually going to, this is tricky. There we go. Need tweezers for this. I love how that pops. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and finish doing my spring, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm loving how the title came out, and I just love how that glimmer paper really makes it pop. I went ahead and tucked a little flower underneath, and then this flower I'm going to overlap, and I'm just going to put it right here like this and call it a day. So it just kind of adds to, it's consistent, it flows with the eye from all the flowers up here to down here. And then if we pull in these stickers, I love these because they really match the in colors. And I was thinking of maybe doing Hello Spring. So let's see if I was thinking that maybe H E, and I'm not pressing down too hard on these because if I don't like it, I could I don't know, or do we want to do Hello Spring like that? That might be fun to, oops. Where'd it go? There it is. Something like this. Kind of like that. Hello Spring. Do we want to grab another little, maybe I'll put a flower here like that. I like that. What do you think? Hello Spring. And then there's really not a whole lot to journal here. You know, it's just showing relationship, my mom and I, and celebrating Mother's Day 2024. So maybe I'll just get some journaling strip stickers and put Mother's Day 2024, Sturbridge Village, and call it a day. Alrighty, I went ahead, I did put a little bit more journaling than I thought. I just said I was able to celebrate Mother's Day with Mom a week early. We had a wonderful day at her favorite place, Sturbridge Village. And then I used some of those stickers. I don't know where I got these stickers. They're very, very old. In fact, some of them, the self-adhesive has dried up. So I had to use my, really precision craft glue to glue them on, but I will try and find them. If I find them, I'll put them in the description box below. But I just did May 2020 or May 24, and then I pulled out my in color resin dots. So let's see. I thought maybe, and they really match these stickers well, but I thought maybe because it's predominantly purple, maybe I would take and put a purple dot here and a small purple dot here. Just those little finishing touches. And then maybe do yellow. I don't know if this is where I can get carried away. Sometimes I don't know when to stop. I don't know if this is going to be too much. Let's see. We'll try it. I don't know. You can let me know in the comments if you think that looks gaudy, but I do like how that yellow ties in with the yellow up here. So I think we're going to call it a day. I really like it. This is a very artsy, mixed media kind of, mixed media-ish page for me. As I mentioned, I don't normally do pages with just 2 photos, but lately I have been doing them. But I loved how I got kind of artsy with tearing the paper, having the dry embossing, peeking out, and then just making the arrangement of flowers. Love the glimmer paper and the stamping paired with the stickers and the die cuts. If you like this video, you could give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. I am working towards my next threshold subscriber number, and again, I can't thank all of my fellow paper crafting YouTuber sisters for helping to celebrate me with this 1,000 subscriber threshold. So if you don't already subscribe, hit that subscribe button, click on that like. I would love to hear your comments, and definitely check out the other YouTubers in the links below, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye-bye. Thanks for being here with me today.